All right. So, welcome. My name is Kim B. Miller, and I'm the Poet Laureate for Prince William County, Virginia. I'm the first African American Poet Laureate for PwC. I'll be Poet Laureate for until October 2022. A little bit of my background. I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York. Yes, Brooklyn's always in the house. For those of you like, what is she talking about? If you're not from New York, you never heard that and you think we're kind of silly. But basically, there's like a rumor that no matter where you go, and I mean no matter, that if you ask someone in the room, is Brooklyn in the house? There's always somebody there from Brooklyn. So we get around, in other words. So yeah, we travel. Half Brooklyn will travel. So originally from Brooklyn, New York, moved to Long Island when I was young. And after that, moved to Virginia. I've been in Prince William County ever since. I am married almost about 19 years. Yeah, wow. Whew, 19 years. And I have 4 children, 2 from the heart, 2 from the stomach. You know, poets can say nothing simple. So basically, what that means is 2 added to my heart through marriage and 2 pushed out the old fashioned way. So that's the only difference with that. 2 boys, 2 girls. What else can I tell you? No, I don't want to say that. I'm always editing what I'm going to say each time. I'm an award-winning poet, and I like to tell you what that means because people say that and they say I'm a award-winning, but they don't tell you what that means. So what that means is I'm the 2019 Southern Fried Haiku Champion. And what does that mean? So Southern Fried is a regional championship competition they have every year, different parts in the southern states. It starts off with southern states and then they add northern states. Southern states gets first dibs, then northern states get added in. It's the largest regional contest that I think it's the largest regional Southern contest. And basically you go and they call it Haiku's Death Match. I don't know why they call it that. Don't ask them, I'm just a participant. Anyway, so haikus are called death matches. So basically you go head to head, round for round, and then I ended up on final stage in 2019. It was an all women's final, which I was really proud of that. And I ended up winning. So I'm really proud of that championship. That was hard. If you've never been to Southern Fried, it's no cakewalk. It's a beautiful contest, but it's difficult. They didn't have it again in 2020, obviously because of COVID. This year they're having it online. So that's how that's going. And I'm the author of several books and blah, 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 blah. Okay, enough about me. It's not that I don't like talking about me. It's just like, you know, it comes a point you're like, okay, I heard you, okay. And people ask me, okay, about Poet Laureate, how did I get here? So I tried, it's a 2-year term in Prince William County. Most places have 2-year terms. Some places have terms where the governor actually picks, believe it or not. It's normally a 2-year term, but the governor can extend it. And anyway, so I tried 2 years ago. I did not get picked. I was not going to go again. I'm just going to be honest. I wasn't going to try. I'm like, nope, it's not for me. But, I'm a Christian and the Lord told me, don't worry, not one of those. I have to make the disclaimer now because we have gone so far off that I have to make a disclaimer now. Not one of those crazy ones. I ain't telling you where you go and I'm trying to get in. Okay, anyway, back to the subject. So he said, go on and try again. So I did, and here I am. So with 6 nominees, and basically what happens is you give them your poetry without your name on it. They send the poetry out to the committee. The committee votes on who they like, poetry they like best. And then they check that with your platform, and then they pick a poet laureate. And my platform was several things, one of which was what I'm doing right now, is to have things online for poets everywhere and for poets in the county. There's no point in having poetry and no one's ever heard of it. Spoken word is now getting out there, but it doesn't matter if they don't get out there, if they don't know there's local poets doing it. It's irrelevant. So that was part of my platform. The other part was to get it online. In 2021, we have to have an online presence. And we did not. When I say you're thinking, oh, well, no, I mean, we had nothing. Absolutely nothing. So that was part of my platform, to get us online, to get us on social media, to get, when someone says Prince William County Poet Laureate, to be able to look it up and find out what I've done, who I've done it with, who I've done it for, because it's great that I do other stuff for children and blah, 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 blah. But if you can't find it, did I do it? How do you even know to think to hire me if you don't even know I did it? So these are the things that, and the reason why I'm preaching all this is not to pat myself on the back, to also for the poets who are listening and the poets in the room, have something that shows what you did. You telling people, I've done this, I've done this. Where do I get to see that? Do you have a central place for it? If it's Instagram, that's fine, but Instagram is really for pictures. So you really want some place where people can get the words and the picture without having to go through your whole life story, say on the Instagram. So set yourself up to be put up so that people know where to find you. Does that mean you have to have a website? I'm not telling you what you have to have. I think a website is fantastic. I think it's a great way to start. I think that's a basis. But if you can't, a Facebook page is a great way to have the timeline of what you did, then make posts of summaries. For the last 6 months, I did this. So if someone wants to look, they don't want to fan through, you know, some people are going to want to look at individual things and some people are going to want to look for summaries. So make sure you add a summary of the events you did. And this is the time for you to brag on yourself, but not brag on yourself. So say what you did. This is not the time for you to be, well, I don't want to look like I'm bragging, but then I don't know what you did. If you hosted 100 open mics, you hosted 100. Well, I don't want to seem like. We got to stop that. This softening our accomplishments so people feel big. Well, why can't you feel big? If you did big things, you big. Period. And if you're not there yet, you're not there yet. But you're building. Show that you're building. Don't be small on you. Okay. There's my preaching for this afternoon. If you'd like to see me. Okay, I'm sorry. So anyway, so what is Poetry Escape? Poetry Escape is a monthly event that I have every third Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And each month the theme changes, but the point doesn't. The point of Poetry Escape is to show people that poetry is not what you think it is. It's not your limited definition of what a poet, a poem, or words can be. Poetry escaped your definition, and we're here to show you that your definition has expanded. So I like to start off with a short poem, and then I'll get right into the open mic. And this one is really short. It's not a haiku, but which I'll go over what that is later. So this one is called Poetry. I am not your definition of poetry. Poetry is not picture perfect, and no, I will not fit into your mold. I am not a performing seal barking for your applause. I'm a writer, a creator of truth. I'm the words you dare not speak. I am the truth you will not face. My name is poetry, and I will never be what you want to hear, but truth cannot be ignored. Poetry is not what I do, words are what I breathe, and I decided to come exhale on you. So that's poetry. So what we're going to do is if you hear a line or something you love, put it in the chat. And at the end of each person's poem, we're going to unmute and we're going to clap, snap, and say whatever you want to say. Okay? So I think we're going to do this. If I don't have you on my list, let's make sure I have everybody on my list who's in the room who asked me. Okay, I have, let's see. Okay. Now, some of your Zoom names may be different from your IG names. So if you signed up under a different name, let me know. Okay. So here's who I have on the list. Let me make sure I got it right. And if I'm saying your name wrong, please correct me. I don't care if I say it wrong 20 times, correct me 20 times. I'm big on people saying people's names right because no one gets my name right, my legal name. I'm not mad at it. It is what it is. But I correct them each and every time. Okay. Oh, okay. Emmanuel, I see you. Okay, so I think I know everybody in the room. Um, how you doing? Let's see, Rosalind. Rosalind, are you a poeting, or are you just listening? I don't want to skip you if you're supposed to read. Okay, you may be just listening. That's fine. Okay, Shirley, are you a poet, or are you just listening? Which is fine. I don't
Hi,
know.
this is Rosin. I'm sorry it took me a while to unmute myself.
No
I
problem.
am just listening today. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Shirley, are you a poeting? Okay, I would assume you're just listening too. All right, so poets in room. Just a reminder: clean, open mic, family friendly. Kids are listening, etc. So I think the easiest way to do it is round. I call it round robin. So we'll each do one and go around and come back around. Since I just started, does anybody want to go second? Because I went first. Okay, poet has spoken. All right.
How everybody doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I can't complain. Can't complain. I'm glad to be on the screen with this great queen right here.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I'm the poet has spoken. You can find me on Instagram, the poet.has.spoken, and then also on Facebook, the poet has spoken, and I have a poetry group on Facebook that's 1,000 members strong. It's called I always go blank when I talk about this group. I'm trying to figure out why. You can find it under the Poets Corner. I know why, but we'll talk about that later. I also I've hosted my own talent show, which was wonderful. All the creatives that showed up was amazing. We're going to be throwing another one in about 2 or 3 weeks. And I'm also putting my own tour on. I'm actually on my way to North Carolina and Florida later on tonight. So here we go. I'm going to do this piece called My Soul Speaks. My soul speaks volumes. Some thoughts cannot be calmed. My soul speaks volumes for a love that I have forever longed. My soul speaks volumes from the blood of slaves. Their only prayer to God is that we make it out of the systematic grave. My soul speaks words from the royalty that flows through me, the royalty that touches my heart, my spirit, my soul in tune with me. My soul speaks the pain of 1,000 lashes as the blood of my ancestors spilled out onto the earth, sadly quenching its thirst. My soul speaks of we shall overcome, overcome to see the day we are written into the proclamation as equal human. My soul speaks the strength that's embedded into my cells, the cells that are inherently from my offspring who slightly taken back in history, fist up, chest out. We are not our ancestors as they scream. My soul speaks to your soul. They're entwined to the same vibe, a vibe that sets a fire to the gasoline that trenches those lost lives. So listen, as my soul speaks to teach you, young Black kings and queens, teach you a lesson of your past as your present for your future you deem. When you hear my soul speak, hear the speech of Malcolm and King, hear the sounds of Maya and Rosa, the preludes of our queens. Know my soul's speech is deep and powerful, too powerful to be contained. That's why I speak my soul to you, to help you ignite your flame. My soul speaks that we are somebody, somebody is true, nobody will be left behind, not even you. My soul speaks empowerment, uplifting the people. Rise to the top to seek Abraham, clenching hand in hand on our way to the promised land. My soul speaks of an impenetrable foundation to stand on for generations. Generations to take us to our place of revelation. My soul speaks, so listen.
Unmute, everyone. Yes, poet.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good job. Awesome.
Appreciate it. Thank the Lord.
That's
Thank you.
wonderful.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah.
Soul speaks.
Mm-hmm.
So in between each one of you fantastic poets in our round robin, I'm going to do a haiku. So what is a haiku? A haiku is a really short poem. It's only 3 lines, 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables. So a total of 17 syllables, not words, to make a point. Not words. Stop tagging me in these all word ones. Kills me with that. And they go argue with me. 17 syllables to make a point. It started in Japan, only in Nature and Flowers. Other countries switched it up. That's actually called a senryu. That's a whole nother long subject. Basically, it's a non-traditional haiku. We still call it a haiku because it's still in the haiku family. So, haiku. Kanye used to walk with Jesus. Now he's walking past strange fruit. Free, dumb. All right. Let's see who is next. Christina? All right, Christina.
Yes. I'm gonna read you what I like to call an origin poem.
Mm-hmm.
It's called How You Sent Me.
Oh.
Flaky Haitian beef patties wrapped in parchment paper, packed in white boxes from the bakery. Dirty sidewalks in the Bronx. Watch out for the diaper. Off to the corner store with our nickels for Jolly Ranchers and now and laters. Rehearsing Push It and Hold On so we could be our own girl group. Playing in Melissa and Diana's father's study. Melissa, Mommy Jacques said, sweetly singing her name. Riding the bus with my grandmother, climbing the tree in Nene Eveline's backyard on Long Island, spinning around the beam in their basement, barbecues for birthdays with cake, rice, beans, chips, chicken, burgers, corn on the cob, ear thick with spice and smoke, plastic cups with barbancourt rum and the whisper of ice, made up faces in floral dresses and shorts and braids and sweaty t-shirts from tag and choreographed dances, and my auntie gave us the grandest of introductions. We were stars. In Scenario, oh Scenario, do you know the words? How fast can you rap it? Are you Q-Tip Mellow?
Hold on, Christina. You just muted yourself by mistake.
That's okay. I'll come back a second.
Okay.
My brother and I with Nenengeti as she praised God in her bedroom, and we would sing together. I love you more than anything. I love you more than anything. I praise you more than anything. Lord, I give my life to you. Ascending the steps to my cousin Mark's bedroom to see his Bob Marley poster, I looked for it every time, holding on to the edge of a windowsill in our apartment as I walked on my knuckles, taking pride in the dexterity of my toes. I thought this was ballet. We were in Springfield, crossing the streets between my cousins' homes, hugging a Cabbage Patch doll with orange yarn hair on the first day of school, my name tag pinned to my blouse before entering PS 101, shopping on Jamaica Ave, parties at Jean Robert's clubs. We were all lace and ribbons, full skirts, jumping and swinging our little hips, taboo combo horns and rhythm from the speakers, a mix of compa, salsa, merengue with the occasional American feature directing our feet, thick black pigtails and barrettes bouncing along our shoulders, grazing our back. We were on a train. Auntie took us to Lincoln Center. My mouth was open, gaping at the grandeur of the tree, and because I spied a young couple kissing beneath it. Our small bodies thought we owned the night on a sparse subway platform with a lone rat scurrying across, because we were with New York way past bedtime, breaking dawn. Watching Gardy walk down the sidewalk from work, waiting for our dollar for the ice cream truck on the brick steps at the house on 109, catching fireflies with Cherry from next door, the black mesh skirt with multicolored bows my cousin let me keep as she was cleaning out her closet at the brownstone in Flatbush. She was glamour. It took me years to throw it away. Learning and then promptly forgetting to swim at a Queens YMCA, Fernando and Loretta coming over, lit cigarettes in the apartment, Hall and Oates on the radio. So much jump rope, my feet blister at the memory. Down, down, baby, and Ms. Mary Mac, hands clapping furiously faster and faster. I remember it all. These shreds, pieces, shards, layers, folds, slivers of images, notes of magic, static and moving. New York, you gave me roots. You made me with your imperfect people, your aversion to silence, your accent, your grime, your pace, your heat. You sent me to Virginia, a spoiled little girl.
Yes.
Oh, that was so dope.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Oh man, you don't know how many memories that you just, are you from New York too?
Yeah, I was born in Queens. My parents immigrated from Haiti when they were kids, and then we were born in Queens, me and my brother. So I lived there till I was 5, and then every summer, like for several summers, my parents would send us from Virginia Beach and Richmond back up to New York just to stay with family and my grandmother. So this was just kind of taken, just literally slivers of memories and images, and I just wanted to dedicate something to my family, really, but really the spirit of the place I was born.
Wow. That you were dipping in my memory bank too, because I mean, especially the ice cream truck. I can't tell you how long. That's how I learned how to run the ice cream truck, because my mother, like every other parent, mama, ice cream truck. So you want ice cream? Yes. It's right outside. Get your. I don't know if you've done everything. Let me go check. Oh my goodness. And then, 10 minutes later, here's some money and how'd I go? And I catch the ice cream truck too.
That's right.
Thank you. That was beautiful.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Awesome. Y'all are killing it. All right. Who would like to go next? Oh, you want me to pick, huh? Oh, I see how y'all doing. Okay, Nicole, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. I'm Nicole Danielle. I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York.
What?
Brooklyn. And I'm now residing in New Jersey. And I'm a poet, writer, educator, and self-published author of my first poetry book called Broken Ballads. And I'm going to share this piece called Nourishing Thoughts. I am honey, cinnamon, and brown sugar combined. Texture like a pineapple, rough on the edge, but sweet on the inside. Clean living uplifts and empowers me in a world that tries to process and devour me. Have you noticed when stressed or angry, something delicious eases most things, and it's convenient on our streets? But be careful, it can lead to more problems eternally. For example, I eat ice cream, mainly sugar, when I'm mad, sad, glad, anxious, confused, and tired. It doesn't solve anything, but for the moment, I won. I get to control what manufactured work goes inside, as if each bite brings me to some revolution. Oh, how I wish I was a fruit, sweet and good for the body, surrounded by a seed, plucked, ready to produce love, joy, and tranquility. It seems easy. It seems so easy, but we are angry like hot sauce, burning anything we lay on, for our hands can't obtain everything our eyes glaze on. Our hands heavy from our stories, picking and caring for others, everyone. We eat our memories and tragedies. They turn to gluttony, and yet we only want to knead our fresh with food that breeds our history. We are coconuts floating on water, the husk, our hair, our protection, the mask as our sweet brown meat is our vulnerabilities, strength, and personalities. We are perceived supernatural and not natural at all, misunderstood as hollow, as we continue to function until we crack. Our core, a prize they want to scoop and hang us back up on horror trees. We keep coming back, one coil at a time. We add the flavor, the spice as a way to control our narrative. We wrap up our language so others won't consume. We swallow our dreams so others won't consume. Stir our own pain to numb our falling tears. We eat to keep our roots. We eat to produce. We eat to heal and prove we are human, just like you. Thank you.
Wow, that was
Goddamn.
whew,
Yes.
Come on, poet.
Yes.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
that was fantastic.
Very powerful.
So much power in that. Thank you.
And can I quit now?
Hmm?
Said, can I quit now?
Yeah, I don't know what this got in my eye. I don't want y'all to think I'm over here boo-hooing, but something is in my eye and it's driving me insane. So you'll see me like, you know, when something's in there, you're like, you're trying to be like, yeah. Okay.
Thug tears, Miss Kim, thug tears.
Exactly. I'm like, So, okay, so half the video I'll look like I'm insane. That's fine. Won't be the first video. Okay, let's see. A haiku on that. There's so much in that. Wait. Oh, wow, there was so much. Okay, haiku. If you give them the key to your joy, when they leave, they can take the lock. Haiku. That was a hard one to think on. So much in that one. For those of you who just came in, just a reminder, this is a clean open mic, family friendly. For those of you who just came in the room, so whatever poem you do, keep that in mind. Children are listening. So, who is next on the open mic list? Mr. Emmanuel, is that your hand? I see.
Yes, ma'am. I do not mind. I do not mind. Before I begin this poem, shout out to the Ain't Right Tribe. Shout out to Miss Kim for giving me all the game that she done gave me. I could ask you anything about the most common sense stuff for poet that I don't know, and you will answer me. And I love you so much for that. Thank you so much.
Love you back. Still here.
As I do this poem, I just want y'all to imagine what it would be to dress an icon for their funeral. How do I dress a being too sweet, too pretty, but silently gnawed and crumbled? A being so unlike the energy it contained. Here, laying on my table is not the greatest. So as I straighten the limbs, wash the torso, and groom the hair, I don't move with the fear of being stung by a bee. How do I dress a being too sweet, too pretty, to help with my creative blank? I YouTube everything there was about him when there was a him still here. He had a walk that moved in rhythm to the songs of his warrior ancestors. Like he just knew he was fit to kick your ass. So he wears some slacks with leg room, not the zoot suit cut, but something with a subtle width, made out of a silk as smooth as his wordplay. And since his blackness is something he wore proudly, only the most eye-grabbing black would have the honor of adorning him. He was so proudful yet so comical and loving. To him, a pure white form-fitting button-down was the funniest joke. And he'd get it and laugh at his own expense, which is why his jacket would be gold or the most expensive wool. His red silk bow tie connects him to a nation that now march in mourning. Alhamdulillah. His path was so uniquely his own, every pit dug for him to get there, Pete purpose for some exclusive one-of-a-kind gator loafers. He wasn't a flashy man. and he changed his name to separate himself from the enslaved. And empty of him once being serving time, I refuse to put chains or bracelets anywhere on his person or cufflinks either. He would be presented as free as he wanted me to be, straightening his collars, tucking everything perfectly, not a single thread out of place, no wrinkle in sight. I step back and with a heavy heart, I acknowledge my work. Given a half-hearted smile, I admit he is fly than an airplane floating on a white cloud. Too bad he just can't see how fly he is right now. How do I address a being too sweet, too pretty, give him his earned and deserved accolades while he's still here to worm? Poem.
Yes.
Man, speak, poet.
That's nice.
Go ahead, Big
Brother.
Yes.
E.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Somebody had asked me, well, how would I put myself in a position of dressing an icon for their funeral? And there's only one man I look up to it like that, and that's Muhammad Ali. Just
Wow.
because.
That was beautiful.
That was awesome.
Flyer than an airplane. Man, y'all penis.
Well, I told you I had to bring my growth, Miss Kim. I couldn't just keep on being gutter all the time. I got to show just at least a little bit of my intelligence. So,
Hey, E-Man,
yeah.
I see you, big brother. I see you.
That was that piece right there, man. Thank you for sharing that, bro, for real.
Yeah,
Thank you.
No, I man, appreciate you, pimping.
definitely.
Cheering, if y'all watch it, go learn about who Muhammad Ali really was.
Facts.
Oh, yeah.
As a matter of fact, go learn how anybody really was. Stop eating media sound bites and making the meals.
Yeah. That's a haiku right there.
Actually, it is one.
Ooh, wee. That's that
man.
piece. Let's go.
Absolutely. Okay, so I am going to, let's see. I'm going to do a short poem because you actually just reminded me of a poem I wrote about something like that. So mine is not like that, but it's on death. Let me be clear. I don't have no flyer than an airplane. That's you. Yeah, that's you.
You just gave me some game. I'm literally writing it down. Stop eating media sound bites. I don't think I'll play it.
This short poem is called Dress You. I was invisible. At least I thought I was. But apparently you can see me. I'm like a convenience store. You must have driven past me, but you didn't stop because I'm not convenient. I searched for you. So much so I learned to play hide and seek with my depression. There are no hiding spaces left. So I sit with my sadness. I wonder about you. A potential relationship. I was desperate to find you, but you play hide and seek better than me. Eventually, I stopped playing life and started living one. Now here you come, out of the shadows. You expect this letter to do what? Strengthen a relationship when our common blood was too thin? If you had my address to ask me to address you, you could have addressed me. Let silence dress you. I wonder who will attend your funeral since you've always been a ghost. I searched for you for years. I buried you in my soul. I won't attend a second funeral. The first one was too painful. Why are you so worried about dressing up death when you never cared about life?
Yes.
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 Awesome. Very good.
Thank you.
Very good, Kim.
Thank you for the love. Who is next?
I'll go next.
Tiffany, go right ahead.
Oh, okay, first off, I want to say it's an honor to be here. It really is, Miss Kim. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Honor is mine.
My name is Epiphany Divine, and that's the name that I publish under as well. You can find me on Facebook at Epiphany Divine, my name, and on Facebook, Instagram, epiphany.divine. And I want to read some haiku, Kim. Is that okay? I have my book, but I want to read a haiku in honor of you, Miss Haiku Champion. It's five parts of a haiku that I submitted to Frog Farm and got denied. But it's okay. I still like it, so I just want to read and share, and then you guys tell me what you think. It's 5 parts. It's called Harmony. Harmony. 6 ducks on a log. The river flows, they jump in. I lean on my stick. Quiet ducks, warm sun, gentle waters, smooth movements. A pleasant wind blows. Six ducks, now 7, in a state of well-being. We glide in a row. My river friends smile. Happiness for our journey. Our hearts full of hope. Seven ducks and more, on and off the broken trees. Enjoy harmony. That's that piece.
Okay, I see.
It's really beautiful.
Very nice.
Wow.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Love the
Can
imagery.
you send that to me so I could like just frame that in my inbox?
Wait, who's saying that to? Who's talking to me? I'm sorry.
This is me. I'm Richard. Rich with No Limits 20 on IG.
Richard Williams. You like that?
That was beautiful.
Thank you. I felt really good about it. It actually was an experience that I experienced. I live right on the riverfront, and I went down to the river, and I do have a walking stick of my own, and I saw 6 ducks on a log, and I just took in the whole moment. And next thing I know, there were more ducks, and I just imagined what it would be like to glide with those ducks, just to be with them and just to experience that whole moment. So that was the inspiration from that.
Really beautiful.
Thank you all.
Really beautiful.
Very beautiful. Your imagery was beautiful.
Yes, it was.
We were walking with you, and that's what imagery does. Imagery takes me where you were. I'm not guessing where you were. I was there. That was beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Y'all come to play, huh? Let's see. I'll do one traditional haiku and one non-traditional. So let me look up because I don't know any of my traditional ones by heart. Haiku, traditional one. Wind carries a scent. A flower's fragrance can't hide. Nature's free perfume. Haiku. My tears screamed, catch me, but I was too busy catching you. Do tears cry? I am a lover, thank you. A lover of haiku, so you just made my heart smile. All righty, who is next? Let's see. Okay, you're gonna make me call, huh? Blue? Blue.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I know this beautiful lady from so many areas.
So many things.
Yeah.
So hi everyone, I am Blue Poetress. I can be found on Instagram at Blue Poetry Speaks. I am a content creator on TikTok with over 100,000 followers. So you can find me on TikTok at Blue Poetress. And I'm an educator of 20-something years, high school English, just about to graduate with my MFA in 1 week for creative writing with a concentration in poetry. And I just finished my first manuscript. So I am very excited. So this is my first poem that I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. It is called Dear Black Girl. Dear Black Girl, your skin, dark like morning molasses, being poured into glasses, has a foundation built not just on your mother. You denounce your heritage and balk at your race while degrading and dismissing the Black men who don't want you. You hide behind blonde weaves and false blue eyes, but that's not where all your problems lie. You hate yourself and all that you represent. It hurts to look in the mirror, so instead, you point out the colored world's flaws as your own. But you're wrong. Black babies are born by rivers of beautiful dreams, our hues painted on fortified bones. Waves form curl patterns to resemble modern day hieroglyphics, and genetic pools ebb and flow beneath brown eyelids. Mother Earth fed us from her bosom a feast of muddled papayas rich in confidence and strength. How she cradled us to her, ensuring that we latched to sop at her purities to avoid impurities and imperfections because we are perfect. Yes, child, we are perfect and blessed, just as she intended, all different and yet all the same in the pains that we are dealt. But pain does not make you ugly. Pain adds more paint to color our canvas. Poets like Maya Angelou, Ntozake Shange, and Julia de Burgos have transcribed with off-rhyme what it means to be beautiful and colored. The beauty you refuse to see, whether acrostic, villanelle, free verse, there are odes to the brown-skinned, dark-skinned, light-skinned girls. It is time to bear your own witness. Take off all your clothes, the hair, the lashes, the eyes, and face your natural reflections, then disrobe. Remove the hate, the anger, the torment, the hurt, and dismiss the misinformation of the Black woman and the Black man. Start at your matted and tangled roots. Reach a hand up, creep your fingers through the knots and breathe new life upon your crown. Close your eyes and envision a wreath of braids or locks or coils wrapped in gold foils and cowrie shells. Reach into that unopened jar by your bedside, a gift of tree bark and honeycomb. Pour the sweet golden syrup all over. Saturate yourself. Feel your skin delight in this new attention. Use fingertips to read your body for the first time. Nose broad and lips overflowing in their fullness. Feel the shift in texture when your skin is stretched to make room for breasts and hips. Tickle your belly and witness the flutter in your womb made for your future Black babies. Hips teeter on gazelle limbs. Point your toes and flex your feet. Taut muscles recall their steps in the movement. The urgency of your footfalls beckons you on. Open your eyes now, child. Catch sight. You are love. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, amen.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank
Wow,
you.
Thank
amazing.
you.
Thank you.
Amazing.
I'm through. You from New York
Um,
too, right?
Yes, New York, born and raised, Brooklyn in the house.
I know y'all gonna get sick of us, but
New York, we rule. No judgments to anybody else.
yeah, we just,
I have a poem for New Yorkers, so.
Oh,
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Sounds like a challenge.
Oh, it's a really great poem. One of
Oh,
my
okay.
appearances in New York.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, look forward to it. Thank you so much. That was fantastic.
It was.
Thank you.
And so the haiku I have that goes with that is not one I can say completely because this is a clean mic. So for those of you who are counting, I will be leaving a word off. Got me? Okay, haiku. Black girls ain't made of watermelon sugar. We're naturally sweet.
Yes, we are. Love that one.
I love it.
And since we all have great things, we can figure out what the other syllable is. Okay, moving on. Moving on. Richard, are you ready?
Yep, I knew that was coming.
Oh, you do it, huh?
Yeah, I felt it in my bones. She was like, she's about to call me. Sure enough. Well, to everyone that's went before me, shout out to you. Kim, thank you for inviting me into this. I do feel very honored being here. And we're just going to get into it. A little bit about me. For those who don't know, my name is Richard, aka Rich with No Limits 20. I'm a spoken word poet, artist, and I'm working on a book that will be out soon. It's to be determined, but I am working on a book, story of my life. And yeah, that's what I'm here to do. So here's some poetry for you guys. Hope you guys enjoy. So my pen is my sword. My heart is my ink. Which one do you want to see bleed? I call this piece Lost and Found. I was lost in a jungle of a city, but it wasn't an ordinary city. It was in the cortex of my being, my mind, my heart, and my spirit, stirred in every different direction that you can't actually pull me to the left without actually simultaneously pulling me to the right. I'm confused. I'm confused. Where do I stand? Because as it all boils down, love has no variables or labels, I should say, but yet me filling in the God-sized void that nobody can ever see, but God always sees. I'm hurting. So how do I find myself in the midst of all of the mysteries of this life? But then we have lies, we have deceit, we have Judas, we have snakes, we have adders, we have different things that will try to deplete all of my trust funds and all the things that cause me to stand by me, the man or the woman in the mirror that
كمل إيمان
actually.
إيمان هذه باينة.
So what happened? Can you guys hear me? Oh, sorry, I just heard some background. But the man in the mirror that is to stand by me. Just me. I'm looking at a broken canvas of what used to be me. Because I used to be this decrepit person that used to look like I was someone that was left out in the streets. Homeless, broken, without form. I probably had a smell, but most importantly, I looked like a filthy rag that didn't know where I was actually conditioned to be used next. But we find a solution. The solution is identity. If identity isn't strong and fortified inside your mind and your soul and your spirit, then where will you actually belong? You will actually continuously run in this world aimlessly, because the aim is to actually stand up where you're supposed to be. But if you don't know who you stand for, then where will you actually stand up and be? Here we are, me versus me. Richard, where do you want to be? I said, Richard, I'll stand where I choose to be. But then Richard also says, but you're scared to actually stand up with me. But then Richard also says, hey, you know what? I can do anything. But then Richard says, but I'm afraid to move forward. How is it that I'm battling so many different versions of Richard that it's like mystique, full of lies and deceit? Where will I actually stand and make my mark? Where will I stand and be like, you know what? All of you echoes that's trying to sound like me, be gone. My dopamine is so high off the infiltration of lies that I'm actually starting to exuberate lies that I need to actually be found in real lies, the real life that I truly have. You said that I'm this. You said that I'm that. Prove it. Well, God's word says that I'm more than a conqueror, and he's given me grace to overcome, grace to stand, grace to be. I am an embodiment of imperfection or perfection in a very imperfect way, but yet he's creating and perfecting me in each and every way. I'm carved in his image. I am the apple of his eye. And yes, I truly believe that with all my heart, because he saw someone that was defeated, left in the null and void in the dark. You used to be lost. But just like when you were adopted as a child, not saying that you were adopted, but when someone is being adopted as a child, you find love, you find hope, you find belief that you're no longer lost, but you're found with he. And I will continue to spit this peace until I have peace. Atom splits, and that's that peace.
Flame on, brother. Flame.
Thank you. That was awesome.
Yeah. And also,
We can introduce ourselves to the world now, since we both on the screen at the same time.
Yeah.
We are the Flame On brothers.
Yeah. And real quick, I just want to say this. I shared that, especially if the kids will be listening.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to know that there's always going to be a internal battle on the inside. And as long as there's a fight, you have worth. But you have to stand up for your worth, or else you'll start to feel that you're worthless. But just because you feel worthless doesn't change the fact that you're worthy. And so I just want, especially for the kids and for any other adults, it doesn't matter. Anyone that's dealt with identity crisis, I want people to know that you are more than what you feel. Your feelings do not dictate your worth. Your feelings do not dictate your value. Continue to stand up for what you believe in. And if it's a fight, fight for it. If it's something worth dying for, die for it. Because there's someone we know 2,000 years ago who did it for us. He did it in blood, and he crowned us with crowns of life. And so if he did it for us, we could do it for him. We just have to depend on his strength to do all the things that he wants us to do. So
thank you.
That's all I'll say.
Appreciate you.
Oh yeah, no problem. So
all right.
That's that. Love y'all. Thank you again, Kim. Appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, moving on to the next person. Janique, where are you?
Oh, hi.
There you are.
I thought you were going to do a haiku first.
I am. Let's see. Which one? Let's see. Actually, I think I'll do a Kimism with what he said. So Kimisms are just my sayings. I have to call them sometimes. Don't overthink the name. Kimism. Stop writing your accomplishments in chalk while you write your mistakes in soul ink.
Ooh, ooh.
Cam, get off your own Zoom.
I'm gonna have to write that one, Kim.
Thank you.
Woo!
Oh my God. And that's from your book, right?
I think that one may be in the book. It could be. It could be.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Could
indeed.
be. If it's not, I gotta find it and steal it and plaster it on the wall somewhere. Because good Lord.
Yeah, just a reminder. Janique, welcome. It's all
Thank
yours.
you. Thank you for having me. Thank you
Yes.
so much, Kim. I love being around you. I love being in your energy. You know, it's just, it's magnificent.
Right back at you.
Thank you. This piece is called Intertwined Energy. Natural light fills the room I'm sitting in. Others who've wanted to get close have been drawn to the light that permeates within my soul. Finding ways to appease my spirit to gain access to her energy, draining all that they can before I become completely depleted, motionless on the floor, gathering enough strength to drag myself across the room. With each pull, I get closer to the door. With every atom in each cell of all the molecules residing within the tissues of my being, I close the door, embracing the fragmented particles of self, bathing within the warmth of the sun until the radiance within is reignited again, and I sit back upon my throne. My door opens again, and you walk in, beautiful as a tree. I deep breathe, voice gentle as rain. Your words soothe my soul's pain. Brilliance of your light intertwines with mine. Stardust in your touch paints a luminescent tapestry upon my skin. Your embrace strengthens me, leads me to believe I am unbreakable. Our matched energies are the key to this universe.
Wow.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
That last line. Wow.
Awesome. Your words were powerful. Very
Thank you
powerful.
so much.
Wow. Our match energy is the key to the universe.
Can you repeat that line that you said about that our energy?
Our matched energies are the key to this universe.
Wow.
Goodness.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Absolutely.
Whew.
Kim, I'm ready to quit now. Goodbye.
I just love that. It's so beautiful. Our match in it. Wow. Okay. Seldom am I speechless. I don't know what to say. Okay. I will try to do a line from a poem that I did on Hubby. Just a small section before I bring up. I can find it. Of course, it's only when you're looking for something. 83. 83. Okay, here we go. I'm not going to read the whole poem. There was a part in here. He told me, again, it's part of the poem. I don't want to do the whole poem. He told me to inhale so he can get the rhythm of his heart back. His whispers alluring to my ears. I can still hear his words breathing. I'm not here to quench your thirst, but to make sure you never get thirsty in the first place. Sipping on his words makes my heart full. His love echoes inside my heart. I can't imagine a world without my king. Love can't swim in the deep end of the pool with us, even it's too shallow. We are one. He sets his heartbeat to mine. Our rhythm is in sync. When we stand, even our shadows intermingle. This union is between two hearts. You can't stop what we have. You can't step in between us. There's no room. Even dreams dream of us. We are what love wants to be when it grows up. Simple, real, untainted. I'll just read that.
Miss Kim,
Yes.
who made you like this? Who made you like this? Because good grief.
I have to give the blessings to the one who gave me the gift, which is thank you, Lord. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I have been blessed to have mentors who were unofficial or official who stepped into my life. And the next gentleman is an unofficial mentor. He knows it.
I need mentorship. Thank you.
You know, when someone hears you and they come up to you and say, hey, you should do this, you could do this, blah, 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 blah. And I used to talk to my husband about this, and I'll tell you a joke about him at the end of it, when I'm sure we're at the end of the round and we do our next round in between.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I said, you know, no one comes up and offers me advice or anything. He goes, who would come up to you? Brooklyn all day. So I had to laugh at that. But a couple people did. And he was one of the people who were kind enough to come up to me. And he's always given me fantastic advice. And I got a lot of love for this man. So I got to bring on Mr. Speaker.
Good evening. Some people would say I'm crazy, but.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening. Who am I? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I realize many of you don't know me. I can tell by your blank stare. My name is James. Poetically, I'm called Mr. Speaker, but professionally, baby, I'm normally called Sir or Colonel, because see, I'm a modern day Buffalo Soldier, you might say. So that means on the 1st and the 15th of each month, and now that's when I get paid from the Army. But see, that's not all, because he also collect rents. Kentucky, Virginia, and Georgia are the states where my money is sent. See, I train soldiers, give them orders and lead them as we protect our homes and residence. Check this. Some of my orders come directly from the United States president. Look, I shake hands with people like I'm running for a political position. I've dined with kings, played dominoes with waiters, and defeated some of the best military competition. I've traveled the world so much that right now I got 3 different types of foreign currency in my pocket. I've driven 160 miles per hour on the German Autobahn, and it felt like a rocket. Since I graduated, I've never been unemployed, as I have needs that I must feed. Yes, I said graduated, because to walk in these boots means you're gonna need at least a master's degree. WKU in Central Michigan, I worked with my university working before I left Smoketown. College educated, paid with street credibility, no doubt. Now that's how a true leader gets down. Started out as an enlisted soldier, been an artillery, seen Lieutenant Dan, been called a major pain a long time ago. Yes, I'm an American guardian and lifesaver, but to all you gold diggers, this soldier's not your Captain Saver, no. See, I've been making a living, some of the history that you've been hearing and reading about, but the fact is you cannot believe everything in the media, and that's no doubt. Check it. minorities commit 20% of the local crime. Now that fact is crystal clear, but minority crimes get 70% of the media play, which is how they keep a lot of people in fear. Look, it's 2021, people, and the US is trying to lead the free world once more. While it is clear that some people have not even realized that the South actually lost the Civil War. See, I'm not afraid. As I put my work in daily, have excellent credit and high cloud, check your records, baby. And you will see I'm that man Salt and Pepper once rapped about. Strong Kappa man, never been incarcerated, and still looking for my queen, being a military leader is hard work, so I cannot have just anyone on my team. Let me put it in a nutshell and give my description a little twist. So y'all hold on to your seats as I run it down like this. I'm a spiritually grounded out front leader and an expert logistician, skilled, motivated, essentially educated, and gifted mathematician. I'm 100% fit to fight, a combat veteran, certified expert with either hand, deadly sniper, African heritage, widely traveled, and yo, I'm an all-American. Arrogant, possibly conceited, maybe, feared, better respected, definitely paid, have to get to poetically jock, formally confident, extremely blessed, both physically and spiritually. Strapped always, Snoop, everyday hero, some say on target all day, selling tall, not afraid, run? No way. Well, that is unless I'm chasing you. And if I come, ain't really much you can do. So run high. I'll find you, ain't no doubt. And when I catch you, I'll make you talk and tell all you know with torture techniques you ain't even heard about. Face it, I am the closest most of you all will ever get to war. So sit down and listen when I grab the mic and take the floor. Look, I've heard what singers like Destiny's Child said and what some of them other rappers told you, but get it straight, it's me. Not those street thugs of the real life modern day Buffalo soldier. It's my job to stand strong. Look danger in the eye, never quit while I can fight. Without soldiers like me, you can bet your freedoms will be lost in less than 7 nights. Since 1990, I have been representing the United States Army both nationally and worldwide. See, that's what can happen to a man who understands the true meaning of Phi Nu Pi. So take a deep breath and think of me when you relax at home off safe tonight, because it's your homegrown Kappa soldier, leader of the pack and protector of your freedoms and your rights. Just want to say hello.
Now you see why.
Bars.
Wait.
Yes.
Hang on. Hang on. He just said, I'm just here to say hello.
He definitely deserves a flame. Absolutely.
What? Oh
Absolutely.
my God. Can I quit now, please?
I appreciate you.
Mr. Speaker. Wow.
Dope.
Wow. Just
Thank you. Thank you.
Pure fun.
Encore. Can we get that repeated?
Rewind.
It
Yes,
needs to be
sir.
a cartoon or something, you know, like Schoolhouse Rock, so we can
Like,
memorize it.
That needs to be a comic book, like an action fighting show, something. Because
now y'all gassing me up right now. Y'all gassing me up.
Real talk, bro.
No.
That was absolute dopeness. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to rewind somewhere.
Well, Mr. Speaker will be back. Don't worry. I tell you, if you're going to have a mentor, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somebody who can bring you up.
Mr. Speaker, I will be talking to you soon.
All right, bro.
Know your mentor. Know what they are capable of doing. So when you say so-and-so's my mentor, you could just bring them up and know they're going to slay. So I'm saying, slay all day, every day. Okay, so did I miss any poets in the room? Going once? Going twice? Okay, round 1 is done. So I told you my silly story, so we can do the round 2. And unfortunately in this fantastic Zoom. So when I seriously got into poetry, remember I told you I'm a native New Yorker, moved to Virginia. So when I decided to get into poetry in Virginia, me, my BFF, and my daughter went. Keep in mind, my BFF is from New York too, and my daughter is like me. So there's no cut cards in this family, okay? So keep that in mind. So they want me to poetry events, and I'm getting into it. So I'm telling my husband, I'm like, it's really going great. You know, I'm really loving this poetry thing. And he's like, oh, that's nice. He's never said anything negative, but he's like, I'm gonna go with you. He's like, really? And not that he wouldn't go with me to events, but he just, at that time, he wasn't going to poetry events. I'm like, oh, this is really sweet. So he goes to the event, And I perform and stuff, and he's over there, and he's snapping and clapping. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm glad he enjoyed it. That's great. So on the way home, he goes, let me tell you something. I'm like, uh-oh. What? I said, he goes, let me explain to you why I'm really here. Well, you were going to poetry and you were really getting deep into it. And I know Audrey and Marcia were going with you, but I came here today to like let you down off the hook, like to say, babe, don't do that poetry thing no more. You know, that ain't really for you. You know, they've been gassing you up. That ain't your walk, baby, blah, blah, blah. But then you started poeting. And I'm like, what children's show just happened? And it goes, so, but I came, just so you know, I came here. So on the way home, I could talk you off the poetry ledge. And instead, I'm the loudest person in the audience. So that's my, we still laugh about that today. I know now if he's in the audience and I say, honey, I need a picture, do not ask my husband to take a picture. He's into it like the regular people. He doesn't want to hear the poem ahead of time. He wants to hear it just like everybody else so he can snap. How many times I told him, how many pictures you take? Oh, but that the haiku and such and such. See. So anyway, so we're going to do another round. This will be our last round. And the poet has spoken. You are up.
So
I'm gonna take y'all. Let me interrupt you 1 second. I'm sorry. Please tell everybody where you're from. And after you finish, put all your information in the chat. But, you know, so we can know where the different areas that people.
Coming out of Baltimore, Maryland.
All right.
Definitely Baltimore, Maryland. So I'm going to take y'all down memory lane. I'm sure a lot of you be able to catch some of or most of the titles. I am a street fighter with killer instinct battling Mortal Kombat, but there's more than meets the eye. I make the Thundercat roar because in me is the power of Grayskull. I form like Voltron. I am the legs, arms, and the head. This is not a joke. I am the Dark Knight with morphin powers to devour every single X-Man. I am the wish that the Dragon Balls made that turned me into a Ronin warrior that knows half the battle. I have a stack deck better than Yu-Gi-Oh! Kryptonite cannot affect the Black Superman. We more deeper than Wakanda forever. With great power comes great responsibility. Brick by brick, I am the Legion of Doom. Fast with the pen, feel my sonic boom. Get over here as I lower the temperature to sub-zero. I am not a hero, more like the Phantom of the Opera. Talking Clark Kent proper. Bruce Banner smarts. Wars of art. They calling for the return of the Jedi. That's me. Now I can see my mid-eye. Wax on, wax off, popping bones and Mr. Miyagi tones, labeling me X-Files, more popular than the OJ trial. Will you be my neighbor? While I'm moving on up, going through the facts of life, I'm telling you, for some, it's different strokes, but family matters. So don't cross the boys in the hood. You'll cause us to become a menace to society. Life moving fast and the furious in rush hour on Friday. Should have took the Pineapple Express. Got me how high? Now it's time to say goodbye. This is your final destination. No matter how fast you run, I walk you down like Jason. It's a chainsaw massacre on Elm Street. No one will hear you, no matter how much you scream. I am Malcolm. I am king, mixed with a little Pac, mixed with a little Big. God said, sprinkle a little bit of Rosa and a little bit of Harriet. I am done, my son.
Wow.
Let's go.
Amazing.
Let's go.
It's so creative.
Yes.
Thank you.
That is the other half of the Flame Brothers.
Flame on.
Flame on and flame off.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for this opportunity. Every time you have it, I will be here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Wow, that was so good. I mean, there was so many references. I just was trying to keep up, you know. As soon as you hear me, like, oh, remember, but oh, wait, I gotta stay in the poem. I gotta stay in the poem.
Then my job is done.
Yes, indeed. Done right well.
Appreciate that.
Nice. I love that.
Hey, poet,
What's up?
you're banned.
Again? Yeah. Hey, it's always banning me. But I'll be back.
Definitely will. That was so good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Love those references. Love it. Christina.
Hi, I'm Christina Hamlet. I'm from Richmond, Virginia. I'm gonna read from my book published by L10 Press called She Lives Here. It's my first collection of prose and poetry. And I'm gonna read a piece called Athlete Ready, which was, you'll get to it, but it was based on my first time competing in a strongman competition. Athlete Ready. No one tells a fat 39-year-old Black woman with breaking skin and aching joints that it's time to become an athlete. Didn't you know? It is time for her to take a seat and consider what to buy next, which diet to try. They have a list for you. Tell you who or what to hurl your fury at, which show or man or woman or book is to become your next obsession. Nevertheless, at 39, I reached for the knob and turned the noise down with such ferocity that it broke. Anything to turn down that noise, because if I could hear that list or you tell me which thing is to be my next obsession, I wouldn't have been able to hear a trainer ask what sports I used to play, which Division I sport did I play, massage my ego, make me pliable. But I heard her and told her no, never any sports. I have never competed. I would have never heard her tell me I was strong. The muscle buried beneath this fat waiting to lift and pull and carry astounds her. I would have not heard her tell me now you will be able to jump those boxes. Turn it down a little more. Now I can hear athlete ready. I lift 65 pounds 16 times in a minute over my afro, eyes beseeching the sky for more strength. Pull rope hand over hand, seated in a giant tire until I can no longer feel the burning in my palms, dragging a weighted sled across astroturf to me with all my might, with my back to a net, fling weighted balls over it repeatedly, hauling a 100-pound Husafel 50 feet, pinned to my chest with rapid tiny steps, daring to deadlift 315 pounds with a crowd half full of strangers, none of whom are fat 39-year-old Black women. Now I mute it so I can hear my name when they announce I've placed third. And now it's okay to turn it all the way up because they can scream whatever they want, add some boom and bass and a solo. I can no longer hear it because I am now in the mirror and a beautiful Black 39-year-old full woman with chalky palms, bruised forearms, broken nails, and a medal hanging from her neck is staring back at me.
Yes.
Yes, girl, you did that.
Claim
That's
that, claim
awesome.
all of it.
Yes.
Encouraging, inspirational.
Yes.
Wow.
And a medal hanging from her neck. Love that.
Thank you.
And yes, if you have a book or something, please let us know. Please let us know.
I'll put it in the chat. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Y'all are doing it today. All right. I see y'all.
I didn't thank you, Kim. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank y'all. Nicole, are you ready?
Yes, I am. I'm Nicole Danielle. You can follow me at Nicole Danielle Writes on Instagram and Nicole Danielle Writes on Facebook. And I do want to take this opportunity to thank Ms. Kim for having me. And I'm just happy to be here with all these other fellow poets. And I'm going to share, here we go. It's untitled. Dear Black mothers, Black women, Black fathers, Black men, Black people, I dare not spend another moment idle in place while my mind wanders to expectations and obligations that fill my daily plate. I get to exhale and rest. Rest. When was the last time you sought it? I'm not going to lie. I was raised to scrutinize rest as lazy, as if anything I reap would wither and die because I spent time laying down when I should be sowing. My mother worked 2 jobs, spent leisure days in church, and raised 2 girls single-handedly at home with a tight-knit village of special women and men, family and friends ready to support her call. She worked in order to one day pass the baton for us to create our own world. But somewhere, this world drilled a condition for us to be all things to no one and everyone, meeting their needs as it matches their entitled dreams. It is not surprising that I dreamt of working hard and long to show my worth. Working hard and long leaves no room for renewal and rebirth. Even my bed is hard. As a mother now watching my daughter move around fast and hard, her eyes screaming, "Look at me, are you proud? Look at what I have done, mommy." And all I could think about is, does she get this rushing through life from me? The need to do to prove you're good, I let my breath calm my busy. The need to do and be just right for everyone but me. My child will learn to rest easy, and it will start with me. Visions and poetry, trust and believe. I dare not spend another moment idle in fear while time passes me by. Fear of failure, feelings of unworthiness. This is not my ancestry or legacy. When was the last time you stopped? Let things fall where they may for another day, simply so you can rest your altar. It's okay. Our souls, society cannot take. We are the bedrock keeping this world together, even while we lay ourselves to sleep and dream of everlasting justice and peace. Thank you.
Wow.
Yes.
Whew. I mean,
Thank you, I appreciate it.
thank you. When you said that scrutinize rest like it's a sin, you know, I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
It's so many people do that, and so many parents do that, and it gets to the point that, you know, you think like sitting is like some sort of crime.
Yeah.
How dare you? What are you doing?
Yes.
Like, I'm just sitting, you know, then you're like, what am I doing? So yeah, that really touched me. So thank you.
Thank you. I
No,
appreciate it.
thank you. That was, whoo, y'all are just making this poet proud. I'm telling you, making this poet proud. I am a lover of words, and I am quietly, as I keep it, picky about my poetry. I'll say it that way. And y'all have just filled my heart. I know it's not over yet. I'm just saying that every single one of you have touched me with your poems, and that's a rarity. I've never been, and I'm not saying that because this is my event, because as again, I did say Brooklyn earlier. I just wouldn't have said it. Okay. I just were like, this was great. But honestly, each one of you have said something that touched me today, and that's a rarity for me to have that happen. So I just wanted to share that with you, because again, it's super rare that it happens, and that just shows me how fantastic all of you are. So thank you.
That means a lot coming from you. I'm gonna say it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
No,
Thank you, sis. Thank you.
no, thank y'all, because y'all are the ones, I mean, it's just, whew. Again, seldom speechless either, because, you know, not just because I'm from New York, but I'm just a talker. Yes, New Yorkers talk, but not all of us. That's a lie. That's, you know, that let me put that out there. That's a lie. So don't go up to every New Yorker and thinking you're gonna have a full conversation, because there's some of us that are bashful too. And even though we're poets, as soon as you hear Brooklyn, everybody's expecting, you know, every poem to be dropping bullets. Okay, give us a break. We do have, you know, DNA dopeness, but, you know, that doesn't mean every poem has to be, you know, something that's going to burn somebody's house down. We could be talking about a different subject. And other areas have dopeness too, because, you know, living in this DMV area showed me how much beautiful poets and words that are in this area. So as much as I love New York, and you'll never hear me back down from Brooklyn or New York ever, yeah, I said it right. This area has shown me there's some beauty in the words in this water too. So anyway, Emmanuel, where are you? Did I miss you? Well, maybe he, wait, did he drop me a note? See, I happen when people drop me notes and I don't read it. I think he dropped me a note. Okay. Somebody dropped me a note. I think it was him. Okay, moving on. Epiphany.
All right. I forgot to mention earlier, I'm from Alabama, Sweet Home, Alabama.
Wow, nice. Welcome.
Yes, thank you. I'm also a registered nurse by profession. That's my day job. Forgery, I guess, is my night job. Yes. And I do have a book, Exegesis of My Soul. I'll put all that information in the chat. I want to read a poem from my book. Kim, thank you so much. I have more haiku. I have them already, but I'm gonna save. But I want to read from my book. Her socks. Her mismatched socks are inside out. She smiles and struts into the women's shelter with one child holding each hand. While they sleep, a fire ignites in her, their brazen flint. Strangers whisper, point at her protruding belly, bruised body. She pays them no mind. She speaks to her children. They listen. Look at my provocative socks. The jagged peaks and valleys, a bouquet of pine trees. Their small fingers touch the soft mountains, follow the colorful ridges to distant places she describes. Their eyes ablaze. They smile. She continues. These repulsive socks hug my feet, exude vibrant healing energy, prevents winter's crawl. In quiet contemplation, they sit. Her daughter inverts her sweater, wears it, declares, I like your style. Her son puts his shoes on the wrong feet. Their nuclear laughter mushrooms in the air. A pyrogenic shield surrounds them. And that's that piece.
Thank you.
So beautiful.
Thank you.
Imagery, imagery, imagery. Just beautiful. I'm picturing the socks, and I'm actually taking socks that I've worn recently and taking them and pulling them inside out in my head. So when you get me there, you got me. I'm there. She's walking in. She's bruised. I'm seeing the bruises. So yes, definitely, definitely. Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Woo. Y'all have got it today. I tell you. I think Emmanuel, he may not have. Okay. Emmanuel, are you here and I'm missing you? Because I've been known to do that. Going once? Going twice? Okay, good. Not good, but I'm good I didn't miss you on purpose. Okay, Blue, I just saw you.
Here I am.
Here you are.
Hi guys, again, Blue Poetress here. You can find me on TikTok at Blue Poetress. You can find me on Instagram at Blue Poetress Speaks. And I forgot my YouTube, Blue Poetress Speaks as well. Educator, 20 years, high school English, writing is my life. So I kind of want to keep with this natural theme we've had going for the past couple of poems. And my last piece is called Reignited. The view outside our room can only be viewed with an open heart. My mind remained locked on the fact that he lied again. Unpacked suitcases stood like trusted and loyal soldiers beside the locked door. Me, like a petulant child, head tilted skyward, arms and legs crossed in passive-aggressive protest. I lay on the burgundy-flowered bedspread, unresponsive to his pleas to move. Move on, let go, get past it all. See the future for what it's worth. The future, I believe, loomed just outside room 215 West. But I can't. Instead, I tried to find forgiveness in the tree line, deep in the landscape of gray and brown with touches of sour apple is the answer. It has to be out there. It can't be in here. It can't be with him or with me. Natural relationships outside mirror back through the glass expanse. Tall, barren trees stand naked in judgment. No leaves of varying size or color to hide behind. Their insecurities dangle on broken, dried branches. Christmas trees, braggadocious with their lush green needles, sharp and pointed, make it hard for anyone or anything to get near without a prick or three. A barely discernible path can be seen on the outskirts of the property line. 2 steps in, and I am lost. Lonely tree after lonely tree, I pass and lose myself. Body still in bed, I drift on the wisps of dew and time. It's different. I feel the wet earth between my toes and use rock formations to keep me from falling. Again. I can almost make out his voice behind me, but dare not turn around in acknowledgement. Instead, I climb. I reach a waterfall shrouded in the wintry landscape. Ice water drops like tears into the shallow pool below. I rest here for a spell as the mist attempts to undampen my mood. With each droplet, a new reason to stay or a case for me to leave. The hillside beckons further movement, so I press on. Thistles and thorns scrape at my ankles, issuing tiny slices of renewed torment. No matter. I'm used to the pain of his falsehoods, deceit, and discretions. A cool breeze whips from behind. I cannot recall if he's coming in or going out. I don't care. Felled trees and abandoned logs create an obstacle of sorts to navigate. Undaunted, I skip over each one, counting the amount of times I had fallen for his eyes, his mouth, his face, his arms. I count, I lose count, and I start over. I lose count and I start over. I need to start over. A crackle, a fizzle, a snap. I follow the sharpness of a pit of crimson, gold, and liquid mandarin. There is a melody in its flames and the warmth of its song calls me forward. Just beyond his reach is where the saplings kiss the horizon. Legs pretzel beneath me, I sit and close my eyes. I don't see him or hear him when he comes near me. I feel him. He is talking, saying something again about mercy, absolution, and grace. This trip and attempt to get to the other side of things worked, just not with him. Of this, I have no doubt. I remove everything from my person. Like the trees that beckoned me on, I stand naked in solidarity. Stripped of all things, of all notions, I rise. I take one long last look at what I had with him. I turn and walk unafraid into the fire. I am reignited. Thank you.
Oh.
Awesome.
Lovely,
Yes.
lovely.
Thank you, everyone.
Mhm. Thank you. Beautiful.
Is that poem on your page anywhere?
No, I don't. I speak my poems, but I don't publish anything until my book comes out, which will hopefully be at the end of this year. I'm manifesting it. Look for me. But I do. If you see any videos with me and my microphone, that's me doing open mics.
Please record that, the audio. Just
Thank you. I will.
record that. that has a visual all on its own. If you don't mind me saying this, I feel like if I could get high to a poem and feel the vibe of the poem, then it is a great poem. So please do that for
Thank
my sake.
you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate that.
That was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you
Man,
so much.
listen.
Legs pretzeled. I'm just, whoo. Yes, yes. Whoo, yes. That was fun. Yeah, okay. Getting me speechless again.
The beautiful thing when a poet makes you do that.
Yes, it is.
I feel blessed. Thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you so much. Whew, okay, I'll just rolling along. I see Emmanuel. Did you want to go again?
First, I apologize to everybody for having to leave for a second. I'm at work, so I had to, serve dinner and all that good stuff.
Oh, you know, it's no apology. We all grown up in here. Shoot.
Oh, we get it, man. I'm at work too.
But I wrote this poem I wrote this poem at the end of last month when I thought about leaving poetry alone and stop saying I'm a poet, because I ain't think I was a poet yet. I hadn't met a standard that I was striving for. So this is what poetry means to me, y'all. I've been wondering what poetry really means to me until I realized that I'm really a poet. And in this moment is where I'm meant to be. Do I write in the way poets have accustomed their ear to hear? Well, let me make this metaphor as crystal clear. That secluded, untouched part of the ocean that collects each tear until it gets discovered by the others and is leaked to the gutter. Until you can see through muddy water with Gucci shades on the whispered memory remnants of a non-existent father and the silhouetted lies of a buried mother. That's a large cloth I'm cut from. Nothing so special there. Until I started raveling some threads and leave a soul laid bare. But I refuse to do it eloquently. I don't rock like that. I got a broad vocabulary, and I'm a to the bone gristle hood cat. I love to be in poetry's company, but you'll find me with the gangbangers, dope slangers, pimp hoes, niggas that kick those trap doors at. So it's only natural that the hood feels my pen and spills all over the page again and again and again. I compose odes to lament my losses and write anthems celebrating my wins. Our script smiles acknowledging my blessings and construct a whole poem exposing my sins. To be accepted by this entity coming into the establishment, we go to grind up to machines. So I guess this is where I plant my flag and where my life as a poet begins. Poem.
Wow.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. You are a poet.
Yes, you
most
are.
a
certainly a
poet.
poet.
Yes.
You are.
Down to the bone gristle. Yes.
Yes, I was trying to type that in before I got to the next one. It's too rich.
Thank
Big
y'all.
E, thank you, bro. Thank you for being in this poetry community, man, because people need you.
To be acknowledged by poets who I have set my standard on is humbling. It's truly humbling for a cocky cat as myself. It is truly humbling to be acknowledged as a poet by poets who I've set my standard at. Thank you all. I appreciate it. See,
No, you a poet. Okay. Don't get me. Don't. Okay, y'all gonna get me. I'm gonna do a short sermon. Because it's late in the midnight hour. No, I'm gonna do a short sermon. Haiku first, haiku. Just because they don't poet like you poet, that don't mean they ain't poets. Dear poet judges, shut up. You don't get to decide what my pen does or doesn't do. You don't get to decide what I'm called. Now, okay, poets are supposed to, spoken word poet is a different category. So if you're a spoken word poet, you should be able to say your stuff with some feelings. That's correct. Because if you take that title, own it, because you can still be a poet and read your poems. Nothing wrong with either. We ain't gonna do that. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. A spoken word poet is better than a poet. No, a poet and a spoken word poet are just two different types of poets, period. Spoken word poet is able to say their poems with feelings. A poet either chose not to or is incapable of. That doesn't make anybody better than anybody. By the way, if I don't have it memorized, I'm still a poet.
Say that.
If I read it off my phone, I'm still a poet. If I read it off a paper, I'm still a poet. If I have it memorized, I'm not better than someone who doesn't have it memorized.
Well,
dear poet police, mind your business. You ain't never can take my pen. You ain't coming for my pen. You ain't coming for my people's pen. They get to write whatever they want to write, whatever way they want to write it. They can say it the way they want to say it, the way they want to say it. They're not trying to please you. They're trying to please their heart and soul. So if you get with it, then hop with it. If not, that's you. Swipe to the left. Sick of that. Sick of great poets not poeting because you done got them all scared. Because you gonna decide what a poet is. You don't get to decide nothing. You don't even get to decide if you a poet. How about that? So how you gonna come for me or these people's pens? Stop it. Take your cape off. You ain't no judge. Nobody gave you the rights to tell someone who's a poet. Burns me up. I'm so sick of that. Well, you're not a poet because you don't have it memorized. Well, let me call up Nikki Giovanni and let her know. Oh, would you say that to Nikki? Oh, no, you'd be running to try to get an autograph. So miss me. Oof. Miss me with your hypocrisy. Because half the people you call poets or spoken word poets read. But you call them legends. But because we do it, we're not worthy. Miss me. Swipe to the left. Got people second guessing their gifts because you so judgy. You know what a poet is? Whatever you decide is a poet is.
Hey.
Woo. Period. Let nobody take your pen. So.
And let the church say amen.
Amen.
Amen. Hallelujah.
I say amen.
Taking us
Thank you for saying that, Kim.
Woo.
Thank you.
Well,
Nice.
Kim, you came out with your swords and you left the air bleeding.
I have a point for that too, Miss Kim, about what poets are.
we just went to the tabernacle. Go tell it on the mount.
Hey, now.
It's just
I'll be getting up good with the good foot right now.
Use this one?
yes, but thank you so much, Emmanuel. That was fantastic. And for those of you who have heard this, because I have friends now who will not recite poetry. So this is personal to me. Because they were told, one went to an event, I'll say this and then we'll move on. The host got up and made this announcement. I'm paraphrasing because obviously I don't remember it verbatim. Okay, hey, welcome to blah, 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 blah. Da, 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 da. Okay, so open mic list is just about full and we're getting ready to get started. I just want to make a couple of things clear. No one should be up here reading nothing. If you a poet, you should have your stuff memorized. You ain't gonna be good in delivering your stuff if you looking at some paper, because someone's gonna come behind you who has their stuff memorized and flame your stuff because you were reading it. So now my friend, who was going to read her poem, decided not to do it. And since then has read very few of her poems ever. So I speak on this subject every time I get a chance, because I spoke to someone else who said something similar. Well, you know, Kim, I don't have it memorized. And I said, oh, no. This trend of belittling poets for not memorizing their poems needs to stop. And if you're one of those poets, judges, who are out there perpetuating that, you need to stop. You're hurting people. Stop believing you're helping people. You're hurting people on purpose. So if no one ever told you, let me be the first one to tell you, you're hurting people on purpose. Get a new purpose. All right, off my soapbox. Richard, come on down.
I feel so honored coming in after that. Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay. Again, for the record, I forgot to mention that I was born and raised in Los Angeles, but I'm living here in Atlanta, Georgia. My pen is my sword. My heart is my ink. Which one do you want to see bleed? To all the voices and the echoes that echo loud enough to cause me to shut up, guess what? We are the voice. We are the voices that actually will speak loud enough so that you can actually hush. Why is that? Because we have something to say and we've been told to hush so many times. So please excuse me if I don't continue to speak my piece, because until I see Adam splits to oblivion and beyond, I will continue to speak until I have peace in my mind, in my heart, in my spirit, because you don't know how long it took for me to actually start speaking my piece into existence, because I've been 10 years in a hole on a shut the heck up patrol because you tried to take my voice from me. You tried to take the very last thing that I had the power enough to speak, and that was my voice. You left me speechless like a mindless mute, but I will not continue down this pathway of being a mute. So forgive me if I X-Men Wolverine cut you, slash you, and bite you until I continue to speak. Because every time you say that I can't speak, I have a very nasty, ravenous, renegade mindset that caused me to do everything that's within my power to continue to speak. So please miss me with telling me to shut up. Why don't you take time to sit on the bench and be quiet and listen to the cadence of the hearts that you're trying to devour in a silence patrol? Because someone somewhere needs the healing that they need, but the only way that they can find it is if they actually have the chance to speak. So please, excuse me if I don't sound like you, if I don't act like you. Last time I checked, aren't we supposed to be authentically and wonderfully made in our own individual places? Please, if you're about to come after me, make sure you understand this. Watch your mouth before we have a verbal altercation. This isn't a fight. This isn't fighting words. This is me battling with my words, telling you that I refuse to stay silent. You caused me so much grief, but the confidence in me is burning so brightly that I have to speak. Because guess what? I've been called to speak. I've been called to speak because I am the voice of the silent tears, and they will hear my cry so that they can learn that their cries are being heard and that they can actually speak. We are all one of a kind. So please, people that try to tell me that I ought to guess what? I will speak my peace. Until I have peace, atom splits. And I am cold as dry ice. I guess you can call me burnt icicles. And that's that peace.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome.
And I'm gonna share this one thing.
Speaking for us, man.
I'm gonna share this one thing. The reason why I'd even gotten on that outside of what Kim was sharing was because I used to be in a Christian rap group where people, rappers, singers, and all this other stuff, I was told to stay in my anointing, stay in my calling, and all this other stuff. And for a while, I shut it up for a long time. And to not have a voice growing up, it really just ignited something in me that, hey, if I'm going to speak no matter what you got to say to me. Because sometimes people need to speak their own freedom. And when you hinder them from doing that, you're preventing them from being free. And then you are being charged in your own spirit what you're doing. And so to all of us that are poets or speakers, speak your piece until you have peace. Atom splits. And that's that piece.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Facts. All right. Janique. I just saw, oh, there you are.
Hello. Yes, thank you. My name is Janique Muckleby, and my family is from Virginia, Chesapeake, Norfolk, Portsmouth, Virginia Beach area. And I am in Maryland. I do host an event. We haven't been hosting it lately at More Than Java Cafe. It's called Remember September. And you can find me on Instagram and Facebook. And I will be sure to share that in the chat. So this next piece is titled, We Cannot Be Friends. Every day I breathe and you are near. You suck the possibility of my greatness away from me. I can allow you to do this no more. I had to cut. I did more self-damage than that. I severed my wings to fit in a box where I did not belong, grounding myself, chaining my spirit down, no longer having the urge to fly. Your friendship damages me. My light was too bright for your eyes to bear. It blinded you. I smothered it, extinguishing its heat in order to stay within the grasp of your ice cold arms. I buried my spirit inside, refusing my opportunities to rise. In order to stay by your side, I was not even a friend to myself. Buried under the wealth of your unhappiness, the only riches your negativity can produce. We can't be friends. I working since 17, 2 jobs since 18, met you within that year, no job for you, baby at 19 for us two. You on and off, years apart, no full time for you until 28. Lost a few in between, just turned 43. On our wedding day, I married you. But you were just another witness to the ceremony. Your struggle was my life. My life was never your struggle. saving up your money. You were gone years before you left. I did not lay down. I fell. Not a stumble, but a violent slide down without anything to grab onto, deeper than the average 6 feet. I was not resting. This is what it looks like when you're struggling to get back up. 25 years you have been in my life. 24 years a single mother. 18 of those I was married to you. I can't be your fake friend. I do nothing according to you. Your words cut like shards of glass into my ears, slowly tearing at my inner being, causing her to respond in a negative defense against the long, jagged slashes of ridicule and discontent, ripping at her strength. My cape became my chain, tied around my neck, dragging my life behind me. You always spew how much you hate me, even when you are talking to the kids. Great Dad, you cannot yet wear that title. When you finally realize, whenever the lights go out, the heat and the gas are not free, Wi-Fi for homework, TV keeps them connected to current events, a roof over their heads, and the struggle of having to put food in their bellies is not all on me. That your contribution requires more than Little Caesar's pizza, $200 a month for groceries from your mother, hanging in your son's room, drinking and smoking out back. This is not quality time for all four of them. These are not my bills to pay alone because they live with me. Your DNA does not wash away because the rest of you is no longer here. Maybe then you will see what a father truly means. We cannot be friends. Never knew suffering until I tried to build a life with a guy I thought would grow into a man, take care of his family, me, his wife. But then the lie that I lived was caused by my own mind, thinking he was the right one to shadow in the shoes of my father, a provider, supporter, promoter, encourager, the strength of our branches from our tree. As we were in the ditch together, you were climbing out behind me. As you pulled yourself out to leave, the dirt from your feet was covering me. Instead of pulling you back down, I let you stand upon my head until you were able to plant your feet again upon solid ground. I will never, ever trust you in my life again. Please don't waste your time or mine trying to be my friend. Friendship, you don't even know what that, you could not even wear it if someone tailored it to your skin.
Ooh, man.
Wow.
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 Janique.
No other words.
Yes.
Wow.
Sorry, it's been a long time since I read that, so
Oh no, it came across
Right
very
on time. Right
Yeah,
on.
that was power. There was no problem with your reading of it. No.
at all. No.
thank you.
Didn't Miss Kim just talk about that?
Mm-hmm.
This is what happened when a lane becomes a
Ooh.
poem.
Woo. Ah.
This is what happens when a lane becomes a poem.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ooh.
Wow. It was so much in there. I stopped typing because I definitely would have typed the whole poem out. I'm just like, I'm like, wow. It was just speechless. It was so much in there. It was just like Blue said. It's just I could just say wow, and that doesn't cover it. But I don't have the words for it. It was it was obviously the vision of it was fantastic, and the imagery that we could walk with you, but it was the lines that, you know, I'm actually picturing y'all literally getting out of a hole and him standing on your head and him being okay with that, and you're like, what am I doing? What how did I get here? And you're like, okay, I'm gonna let you get out, but no, you'll never stand on my head again. It was just, it was everything. It was so much I can't even describe the level of, you know, my mind is still, you know, still in there juggling. It's like, don't forget to say such and such. I'm like, okay, I forgot that line already. It's just so, it was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. Thank you. Woo, y'all came. Y'all didn't come to play today. I ain't playing with y'all. I ain't playing with y'all. And next is Mr. Speaker, and then I'll close us out. And of course, you know, my mentor is coming up. So here we go.
So let's go somewhere different.
Okay.
I am depression. I will kill every last one of you. Break you down, turn smiles to frowns just to keep you blue. Given the chance, my goal is to devastate you. Rich or sad, happy or mad, I don't care what you want to do. I live to destroy everything about you. My desire is to leave you bogged down in constant rain, afraid and confused. Like COVID-19, I spread from lips to ears with the plan to silently come for you. Crushing hopes, destroying dreams, and giving you a self-hate type of move, respecting nothing about you. Rich or poor, I don't care what you've been through. Your successes, status, goals, my goal is to devour you like Kansas City barbecue. My targets are first responders, veterans, Republicans, Democrats, Christians, atheists, and Jews. Deep inside of me, I hate the thought of every single one of you. Muslims, gays, the weak, young, all colors. See, my aim is to suffocate you, destroy moods, and make you not even want to eat food. Don't believe me? That is because you tuned into the wrong news. Check my stats. Been killing millions annually for years. Don't be confused. Suicide is my weapon of choice, and isolation is one of my primary methods. See, I am your own rage turned against you. If a mother struggles with childbirth, you call me postpartum. When minds are split or confused, you call me bipolar. As 20 plus soldiers die daily, you change my name to post-traumatic stress. Don't really care what you call me, just as long as my body count continues to rise. While you fall, you come to my call. Leave a letter, say your goodbyes, and just like the Pied Piper, baby, follow me to your demise. Because the day you allow depression to tell you what to do, well, that is the night poetry failed you. In peace.
I don't know what's going on here.
That last line though.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yes.
Wow. Wow.
Mental Health Awareness Month. That's good. That's awesome.
That was awesome. You had me at the first line.
Yes, me too.
First line. You had me. I was with you. You had me.
Thank you for the exposure, depression for what it really is. Appreciate you, mate. Giving folks common sense talk on what it really is. Appreciate you.
What's that last line again?
That's what Justin said, last line.
I said, because the day you let depression tell you what to do, well, that is the night poetry failed you. It's my therapy. Poetry is your therapy. You gotta know that's what you're doing with it.
Ain't nothing but facts. That poem was fire, sir. Mm, fire. Y'all just. And naming a different.
We're just giving back what you give all the time, Kim. That's all.
Absolutely.
Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. Woo. Okay. Based on that poem, I'm switching up the poem I was going to end with. Let me put my information in the chat before I forget. And I have a few books, but I'm just going to show the last one. My latest one, my baby. This one is called, I'm bad at showing it in light. Wait, hold on. Okay, I think that's as good as I'm gonna get it with the glare. Oh, wait, maybe right there. This one is called My Poetry is the Beauty You Overlook. It has 10 poems, 10 chemisms, and 100 haiku. And I'll put that information in the chat. Let me do that right now because I'm horrible at remembering it. Okay, that's done. Okay, so trying to decide which poem to do. And I think I'm going to end with, this poem is called Assassin. And I'm trying to find it. I just had it. Okay, here we go. Assassin. And yes, I'm reading it. I'm an assassin. I killed 3 people today. I have a hollow tip pen and I love using it. My tongue is dripping from your blood. I use my words as a weapon of mass destruction. Targets acquired. The acid that I spewed is meant to kill. The knife that slices your throat so severely is not made of metal. There's no blade in my hand. The blade is in my throat. It enunciates your pain. Target neutralize. Neutralized by a couple of words from my tongue, meant to sting, no, kill, no, to decapitate your spirit. You, the willing victim, standing before me with a target painted on your soul. Why do you wait to be killed? Is a bullet what you think you deserve? Is that why you aren't ducking? So I can shoot hate toward you? Death be calling your name? Where's your Teflon? Your hater-proof vest? Your shade-resistant armor? I can only assassinate those who inhale my hate. I can only assassinate those drinking the poison I served. Some of you only drink poison. So another flavor of arsenic will be welcome addition to your collection of pain. Don't close your eyes. That won't help penetrate the words or make them softer. I'm an assassin. I killed 3 people today. How many people did you assassinate?
Say that.
Girl, say it with your chest.
Absolutely.
I don't ever want to be your victim.
I love it.
I don't ever want to be your victim.
Wow.
I be the bad side of a poet. Never get on the bad side of a poet.
You better not.
Oh, thank y'all.
Wow.
That one was meant to,
Thank you.
words hurt. Some of us are assassins every day. Just saying. You can feed people hope or you can feed them disease.
Whoa, you can feed people hope or you can feed people disease. Thank you.
Decide which side you're on, because there are sides here. Every time you open your mouth, you're picking a side. Hope, destruction. Which side are you on? So with that being said, that concludes Poetry Escaped. I can't tell you how grateful I am for all y'all coming through, throwing those flames, throwing that imagery, throwing that truth, speaking your language in any way you chose to speak it. I enjoyed everything. And first of all, did I miss anybody? Because sometimes I get, no? Okay, good.
Me. But that's
Oh, I'm sorry. Go, my love, go.
I'm kind of new, so I can do it next time if it's okay.
No, absolutely not. You going right now. Time is now. Let's do it.
So
Let's go, Blue.
I kind of want to, it's been so much, beauty here, and thank you for even allowing me to speak. I had a poem that was an ode to New York.
Oh, yes, that's what I remember you put it. Yes, please, 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 whatever you feel like doing.
Then I have a point. I'm a mental health activist. Let me first say, I'm Blue La Poetess, but I'm changing, beautiful Blue Poetess. I'm changing my name to Blue Energy. Okay, so I just want to, because it's my
love it.
And I just want, I'm an educator in DC public schools, and I'm a librarian, believe it or not. And so I am also a mental health activist. I have a company and it works with Black males of all ages, and I help them write their soul. So I have a poem that speaks to the voice for the voiceless. I have a poem that speaks to the poets, ode to poets, and I have the New York one. So would New Yorkers want to hear the New York one? Because I'll do that one, whatever you want to hear. I mean,
never tell a poet which bullet to load.
Absolutely.
I'll do New York State of Jazz because I'm older, and I remember going to New York with my husband, who is no longer my husband, and he plays the sax. So if you will close your eyes just for a second with me, as we all do, as poets, I'll just I'll spit my poem. Daybreak begins slowly, a lazy rhapsody of shadows evolving into senseless beauty and light, evoking use of all the senses. A yellow haze permeates the sky. My eyes plod up into the electric city that awakens obstinately from a frozen, death-like sleep. A cacophony of sounds can be heard at the dawn. An alley cat wails in the distance. The wheels of the city scrape pavement and concrete as people clamor in motion, rushing in a hustle, bustle fashion, going nowhere, and yet everywhere real fast. The rhythmic motion of the day seems to be jamming with the clatter of coins changing hands and the subway train of New York. Sounds fade in and out in a metaphysical funk. I look out towards Central Park and the air is hot and full of music, like brass and rhythm so thick you can almost lean on it. It's more audible at times, rising, coming forward in bold, shifting masses, like crowds of people, like jazz. There's a great rattling march of vendors and street people amidst a sea of pinstripe suits with stuffy white shirts from Wall Street, and women in short skirts and designer stiletto heels. Taxis, lights, bikes, creatures of the day, all ringing under the low sky over Manhattan. The sweet smell of perfume and heat mixed with food and drink from vendors' carts lingers in the air. Cotton candy, hot dogs, toasted pretzels with mustard, chicken, coffee. Mmm, smells like yellow and tastes as good like diamond stars. A soprano sax is playing so hot it leaks steam, sweet steam into the part, where word sayers and folk singers with long brown hair mixed with rappers with dreadlocks, joggers, panhandlers, and bikers are in synchronized movement, all under a Bohemian sky. The central harmony of many cultures is a part of this electric city. Flamingo blues and richly varied tunes come to me at morning. The sax player in the park and the pulse of the city blend together, evoking joy, doubt, anger, drive, delight, intensity, rage, and power. On and on the rhythmic day goes till everything and everyone begins to slow down to a bass beat that's dirty and low down, exuberant, fun, and playful, all in one take. He picks up his soprano sax and blows into the evening in sync with the ghost of bebop from 52nd Street. It's summer in Central Park. Feel the magic and the splendor. Hear the soul of the New York State of jazz. And that's the piece.
I love that. I love that. Love that.
Good
So
job,
good
good
on
job,
it.
good job.
Yes.
Love it.
Yeah, man.
Love
Yes.
it.
Yeah, man.
New York
Man,
State
I'm
of
from
jazz.
South and I can dig a New York State of jazz real
Yeah.
time.
That was.
If you want to follow me, I'm on IG as Blue Lotus Illumination, and I'm on Facebook as myself, Sharon Volin, Volin, and I do have a website, Blue Lotus Illumination, for bibliotherapy. I work with patients who are mentally ill, and they want to write their soul, so I try to write it. And I'm just a regular kind of poet, and I'm making my way.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, the New Yorkers in the room could definitely, there's so many pieces in there that we could just literally see. It's like I was walking
Yeah, like we were there with you.
Yeah.
I was getting a pretzel when you said yellow, because they have the yellow mustard. They don't have the spicy. They don't have like this, 20 mustards. You get the yellow mustards or you don't get nothing. You don't get it. Do you have any Grey Poupon? Okay, look.
And
you get that yellow mustard. And
and the reason why I said it tastes like yellow is because I have synesthesia. I don't want to take up a lot of time, but I hear colors and I taste colors. It's supposed to be a disorder, but hey, we poets know that we do that all the time, right?
Yes.
That's beautiful. Stevie Wonder has that.
Oh, he does?
I heard that before.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Look that up. Don't quote me, but I heard that before. So look it up. I think he does. So yeah.
Okay. But thank you, Kim, for letting me share, and everybody for having me. I was invited in by my beautiful sister of the sun, Epiphany, and this is to me the best thing I've been on ever.
Thank you. Thank you so
I'll
much.
put my information in the chat because I do have a book.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for that poem. I mean, I'm flooded with memories now. I can't even state them all. There were so many in there. And the New Yorkers are all shaking their head because there's so many points in there that I was just like the chicken and the fast food stands and Central Park and the music floating that you almost can lean. Oh, it's beautiful. It was dripping in imagery. It was absolutely fantastic. And you took me back home without having to drive 5 hours. So I appreciate that. Thank you. That was awesome. What a perfect way to end it. Ending it on New York in a way that all the New Yorkers now are just thinking about different things. For those of you who haven't gone, it is a busy place, but it is a beautiful place. It is a crazy place, but it is a fun place. It's all the things you heard and then things you've never heard about either. So it's hard to describe, but her poem was a beautiful, beautiful interpretation of it. So it was fantastic. For all of you poets who spoke, spit, dripped that knowledge, thank you. That was some fire. That was some Kim speechless, don't get speechless, book will never stop talking fire. That was, I mean, again, I seldom am in a room where every poet touches me and every single one of you, honestly, because I know some of y'all don't know me that I don't say stuff that I don't mean, but honestly, every single one of y'all says something to touch me. Every single one of you. So rare, so rare. I am so honored that all of you came and dropped that beautifulness onto this platform. And we are the ones who watch it on Facebook and later I put it on YouTube, and the ones in the room who are blessed to hear all that and to feel it, because I felt it and I'm honored to have felt it. I'm honored to have heard it, but I'm even more honored to have felt it. And that's because of how you said it, how you wrote it, and how you delivered it. There'll always be someone who questions who you are and how you're doing it. Do it for you, and you'll always be doing it the right way. You can't make everybody happy, so you might as well start off with you. Hey, you might as well start off with you. But thank you so much. That ends this version of Poetry Escaped. I'll be back next month. The third Sunday is June 20th. Not sure what platform I'm going to do on that show yet. Each time is different. So, but you know, I will post it and let you know. So thank you all for coming. Much appreciate you.
Bye.
Thank you. This was
Thank you.
amazing.